Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and today I'm going to do an update on my deck. I haven't shown my deck garden in some time. I haven't really even done much because I've been working in my garden. I've been working in the driveway, so I've been doing and the front yard I just started. So I figured I would kind of show you what's going on right now because I think in 2 weeks it will look really different. As you can see behind me, we have tomatoes. That's one thing that's been doing really well is tomatoes. Got tomatoes everywhere. I'll get closer so you can see it. Tomatoes are doing fantastic. Now this tote here, this is the one that had the squash. I decided to change it up. I'm going to have my tricolored sage in here. And I've got some tomato plants I just planted. They're actually volunteers that came up in the totes here, so I'm not sure what they're going to be. But I am changing this up. Let me step over here real quick. Maybe you can see this better. If you remember, I had a rail through here and it was lifting all these small containers up. Well, it didn't make any sense to have a rail here, like a plank, because it didn't do anything. All it did was, yes, I could water the plants that were on the rail like this, and yes, it would water the totes. But the plants actually do much better if there's a pot inside on the soil, touching the soil. When something is touching, like down there, it's all full of earthworms that I just picked up. The earthworms gravitate to pots that are sitting on the soil. They like that. And the plants in there benefit from that too, because if there's earthworms, well, they've got the earthworm poo and they feed on that and all the microbes and everything come to it. So it really wasn't doing anything beneficial to me. On top of that, it's more water saving if you've got a container, sitting on the soil. It's more beneficial for the plants that you're planting. Let me see if you can see a little bit better back there. It's much more beneficial for the totes when you're planting in totes or containers or raised beds when you have something actually sitting on the surface, because under this pot, even if it was a hot day and it was dried out, everything was dried, it would be damp under this pot. And that's what is beneficial for the plants. The plants will send their roots there and continue to get some water. So that's why I decided it was kind of like not doing me any good, so I decided to change things up. I am going to tear a lot of this apart because I want this to actually be more beneficial for me this year. Things are a little different this year. And I want to make sure that when I want something at any time of the day or night, I have it. This tomato came up. It's looks like a Brad's. It came up by seed, or I don't think I did a cutting. And it's doing pretty good. Seems a little droopy, so if it doesn't take hold good, I might yank it out and redo it, but I'm leaving it right now. These I'm going to all gut. I'm going to take everything out of here and change it up. I may leave this, so I might change it up underneath around there, but this curly kale is doing really good. This is going out. This is orange mint. I have so much orange mint, and my favorite mint is chocolate, which is in the next tote. So what I'm going to do is get the orange mint out. I'm going to gut that out. I hate doing it, but I'm going to I'm not going to compost the mint, because when you compost mint, you may end up growing mint that you don't want. So I'm going to get it out of there and get rid of it one way or another. And I'm probably going to go grow radishes or carrots in there. I've been doing some carrots, but I'm going to change my carrots up. Oh, and here's my carrots. They're so tiny. Look, I'll show you what they look like. See this? They're Persinian carrots, I think they're called. Look at that. Let me see. They're tiny. They're like little radishes. That's all there is to them. I want to get a little more serious and get a little bit bigger carrots. But they're cute. Great success I just had with radishes. I'm going to see what I want to do there. And then here I've got a beet. I'll pick that beet and show you. I've got a beet down there. I've got sage. I have so much sage because I don't know if you remember a while back, quite a few months ago, it seems like a lifetime, I went to the 99-cent store and they had these little packets of herbs that have roots on them. Well, the sage, when you opened it up, had like a dozen or 2 dozen plants, and they're all alive and all over the place. So I've got a lot of sage. I've got sage down there, and then I've got some basil in here that's growing. I'm kind of going to go through and decide what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. I love growing lettuce. Now this is going to seed, and well, I've got to keep an eye on it because the goldfinches come in and they clean up the seed, and sometimes I think it's got some seed left on it and it doesn't. So I want to collect the seeds. So I'm going to probably put some tulle. As soon as it flowers and it's done flowering and it looks like a fuzzball, this is not lettuce, but this is sow thistle. When you get the fuzz on there, I want to make sure it's covered well so I get some seeds. See, this one bolted as well. We have gotten, this one hasn't bolted yet. We've gotten so much lettuce, it has been fantastic. Lettuce is a big thing I'm going to concentrate on. This is oregano. That's what I'm going to concentrate on too. So I am going to do changes. And that's what's so wonderful about container gardening or gardening just in general. You change it to the way you want. Here I am growing, let's go back here, some garlic chives, and that's a real good one. Most of the garlic I'm not real happy with in the stores right now, and I do want to grow really good garlic, so I'm going to grow a lot of garlic chives because there is a little tiny garlic on the bottom that I can use. Plus the leaves, oh, they taste so good. They just smell and taste like garlic. So I want to grow a lot of garlic chives. And then I've got the whole bottom as well. I'll do a full garden tour when I get to all this. Parsley, that's another one I want to grow a lot of. And this is chocolate mint. I don't think I want that much chocolate mint, so I might move some of it around. The thing is, if I decide I want to make a tea, let's say in the middle of the night, I'm not sleeping or something, I'm going to have it out here where I'm going to just step out. I can grab some chocolate mint. I want to put some stevia here, and I'll be able to just come out here and get what I want. So that's why I'm trying to think about what I want to grow on the deck. But at least I got rid of that plank, that rail that was along the top. That was a big accomplishment. That's out. And I moved a lot of the containers. I've got a couple, let's walk over here. Containers still left here, kind of walking you through everything. Gonna move a lot of these. I don't know if I'll keep some of them. This has got chocolate mint, but I might move them around the yard somewhere. See more lettuce that's bolting. This is valuable to me because this lettuce, which is a type of romaine lettuce, is doing so well that it just grows really, really good. And that's what you want. You want things that grow really, really well in your garden. So I'm gonna collect the seeds off of this. Now, I think a lot of these seeds already have been taken by the goldfinches. I saw them earlier today over on the other side of me, and they were hanging upside down collecting my lettuce seed. So we'll see. Here's another lettuce that's going to bolt. So what I'll do is when I really think about doing it is once it's open, I am going to let the bees come and do their things and everything, and then I'm going to go ahead and collect, you know, the seed as much as I can. I don't need a ton of it, but because it grows really, really good. And then, of course, I've got my walking onions, and that is very important to me. So I'm going to grow a lot of walking onions. This is interesting. It's trying to grow. No, they're not really seeds. They're just like little tiny walking onions. I like the bigger ones that do this. So I'm not sure what that's doing, but that's okay. And then I've got, see, this is going to go out. This is Swiss chard. I don't need Swiss chard here like this. I've got that all over my garden. Gary's got it all over his garden. I may keep one plant here, but this is an old plant, so I'm going to get rid of that. And this is asparagus. I think I'm going to find a new home for the asparagus and put it somewhere else because they really need more room than these tiny little containers. So I'm going to move that. So like I said, I wanted to touch base. Quite a few have asked me what's going on with the deck. And I've just been slow when it comes to the deck because I wanted to get that driveway done. It's not done. It's a work in progress constantly. But you know what? I've got all kinds of stuff growing in there and I'm so excited with it. But as far as tomatoes, I've got the midnight snacks. They're loaded. I don't know if you can see that. They are just loaded. Loaded and loaded and loaded with tomatoes. So tomatoes I've got all over here. So I am going to really think about what I'm going to plant here as I go through here. It's, you know, last year I did watermelon, I did squash. Look at this, I did squash. You all saw the squash hanging there all year. Well, I never got to it. Now Mother Nature is calling it back to the earth. And so I've got seeds in there, so I'll probably end up planting those seeds because I never got to it. I had so much squash. So that's why I'm thinking no squash. But something that I really need a lot of, mainly at night when I don't want to maybe go into the garden. And that's why I'm thinking of maybe parsley and oregano and my different herbs. I'd like to put more herbs here because a lot of times, especially in the winter, because once this starts growing, this will grow all through the summer and winter. I make a last minute pizza. Gary likes his pizza, and I don't want to go in the garden in the middle of the night, but I can step out here and just pick what I want. So I'm going to get all that together. Oh, real quick, I'll show you. This is another way I do seeds. This is that 2-system tote. But see inside, I've got containers. So what I do is these cottage cheese containers have no bottoms. And I plant seeds in each one and mark them. So this one is a delicata, and it's marked. And then this one I know, and the next one is a yellow squash. And then this is all eggplant, and there was a whole bunch here of spaghetti squash, but being in containers like that, you can pull it out, you know? So what I did was we pulled that whole container out, and we sent it to my daughters, and now she's got spaghetti squash growing. So that's it. I wanted to just kind of show you. Here is some red vein sorrel down here. I'm kind of twisting and turning you around. I brought some seeds up, and I planted them in there, so I've got more red vein sorrel. This is tomatillo. And there are some things growing down there. Of course, I am going to keep, Kitty, we are going to keep that, right? We're going to keep all the plants. She's right here. Where is she? Come here, Kitty. You think I've got something for you. I don't. Let's see. I don't know if you can see her. You can't see her. She's over there. There she is. She thinks I've got something. I don't know if you want any lettuce. I don't have any broccoli right now. Maybe I'll plant a small broccoli up here because she's really crazy about her broccoli. So I'll see what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. But anyways, it is coming along. I love my deck garden. It's just that I want to think about what I'm going to grow in here. And that's why I am now going through. I cleared some stuff out. Gary took some stuff. I have apple trees even coming up because sometimes when I cut an apple, let's say I'm going to give one of the animals around here an apple and I cut it in half and there's seeds that look like they may grow. Look at this. I'll show you over here. I throw them in the containers. Force a habit. I don't know why. And they grow. Apple seeds grow so good. Look at this. This is all apple seeds. This is an apple tree. That's why I've got the apple trees down by the truck bed. These are all apples. I told Gary take them. This is, oh, I've got dill coming up. Dill is good. I like dill. See, this is a weed. That's sow thistle. But these are all apples. Even these are apples. This is, okay, this is flat leaf parsley, and it went to seed, and that's good too. But like I said, I'm going to clear it all out. So let's see what it looks like. It'll give me about 2 weeks, and hopefully I'll get more things done here and get a little more serious on the deck and get more things growing and be able to be more proud of my deck. I don't know. I'm fine with it. I still am getting food. That's one thing. With dinner, I have all the tomatoes I want. There's tons of tomatoes. I mean, what you see, it's like, well, that's not that many. They keep coming and coming. We're picking the tomatoes constantly. We've got, see, let me see if I can get you. See, we've got tomatoes everywhere. We've got sun golds here. What are these called? San Marzano tomatoes. We've got some cherry tomatoes back here that are growing. I've even got some here that are growing. So tomatoes are growing really good on the deck. And then, of course, parsley and celery and more lettuce growing. So we're doing really, really well. And then lettuce. I love lettuce. Lettuce is so, once you get a lettuce that grows in your area, it is so easy to grow and transplant. We'll get into that another time. Easiest thing in the world to transplant. Doesn't even droop when you transplant it if you just do it right. So I guess that's it. Just wanted to touch base. Everything's going good. Gonna get this set up really good. No more plank on the back. Everything's gonna be contact to the soil. And this way, in the summer, when I water this container, it's always gonna be damp underneath. And this is gonna have complete contact to the soil. And if you have container gardening, even in the ground, try to put some pots and stuff around some of your plants if they're suffering from, let's say, the heat. And I think you'll find that your plants will appreciate having flower pots and stuff around them because they'll get water out of the flower pots. So with that, that's what's going on. and I wanted to do an update, and that's the update for the year. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye, everybody.